may be the first woman in this office, I will not be the last.
Since 1789, there have been only 2 other female VP nominees from a major party, Geraldine Ferraro and Sarah Palin, and a single female presidential nominee. Like these women, Harris has a career full of firsts.
Howard taught me, and it has taught you. You can do anything, and you can do everything.
So Kamala was born in Oakland, but really was a child of Berkeley. Their mother, Shamala, felt that it was really important to raise Maya and Kamala as strong, powerful black women.
Hold the office of District Attorney for the City and County of San Francisco.
Congratulations. You know, it's important, I think, to remember that she was running as the first female DA in San Francisco in our city's history. So we'd never had a woman in the state of California. There had never been a person of color to be DA. And, you know, it's funny, it's something that Shamala would say a lot of, you know, people might be comfortable with women in leadership, but not when it comes to their safety and not when it comes to their money.
The first Black and South Asian female DA of California became Attorney General of California in 2011 and was also one of the earliest supporters in the state for America's first Black president. So after Barbara Boxer announced her retirement from the U.S. Senate, she went out there and won pretty easily.
So let's get to work. Si se puede!
I solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Once Harris made it to the Senate, she really made her mark not so much through legislation, but in the hearing room.
Can you think of any laws that give the government the power to make decisions about the male body?
I'm not thinking of any right now, Senator.
Even though Harris had only been in the Senate for 2 years, in January of 2019, she decided to jump into the presidential race.
There is not a black man I know, be he a relative, a friend, or a coworker, who has not been the subject of some form of profiling or discrimination.
Ironically, one of the most difficult moments of Joe Biden's campaign was a moment in which Kamala Harris really delivered what everyone thought at the time was a knockout punch.
You know, there was a little girl in California who was part of the second class to integrate her public schools, and she was bused to school every day. And that little girl was me.
And so a lot of people thought that that might be a strike against her in the vice presidential vetting process, but clearly the Bidens have been able to work through that moment and get past it.
Cozy on me, kid.
You good?
We're about freedom and respecting the freedom of the American people.
Let's talk about respecting the American people. You respect the American people when you tell them the truth. You respect the American people when you have the courage
Which we've
to be a
always
leader,
done.
speaking of those things that you may not want people to hear, but they need to hear so they can protect themselves.
From district attorney to attorney general to U.S. senator and first female vice presidential nominee.
As a young district attorney, I walked into the courtroom for the first time and said the 5 words that would guide my life's work. Kamala Harris for the people.